From the Drive. It's live here on HN Network, Shelton, every Tuesday at 12:30. And we are in the second part of a three-part series of de-stressing your holidays. So I always like to start off with a few tips. It's how you fuel your life, with how you fuel your mind, your body, your spirit creates the life you live. And last week, you may recall, we talked to Janet Mendel about entertaining guests, setting the mindset for the holidays, and what we could do through difficult times to really enjoy ourselves and make fond memories and get rid of that holiday angst. Today is something very, very different. We're going to have a really interesting punch, hors d'oeuvres, and table decor with a friend of mine, Rose Shalala. But more importantly, we're going to talk about the mindset of what it takes to toast the host and be relaxed. I start off with saying, try this app, Calm. You can take anywhere between 2 to 10 minutes. It's really incredible. It's free. And in the craziness of the holidays, it gives you a little space in between events, planning, and processing. And believe it or not, it actually does help you reset the tone of that day, that moment. The second one that I like is My Daily Drive, an agenda for your mind, body, spirit, and lifestyle, because setting intentions are extremely powerful, not only for the holiday, but for future goals, the upcoming year. And this year, the book is dateless. So yes, you can start it in January, but you can start it anywhere in the year. It sets the tone by writing things down. When you write things down, it crystallizes them. It makes them come real. So I want you to think about those two things. Next week, we're going to have Robert Ortner on with yoga, a few more ways to de-stress for the holidays. But I want you to really take some self-care this holiday and enjoy. So without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce Rose Shalala, the owner of Festivities, who's been catering and doing spectacular events for over 32 years in our county and was the winner 4 years in a row for
Best Wedding Planner.
Best Wedding Planner
Best
throughout
Gold Coast.
New
Yes,
England.
Right. Best of the Gold Coast is a Connecticut monthly media, but I have done weddings and planned events throughout New England, including Vermont, Newport, Rhode Island, Massachusetts. So it's been very fun.
So if you haven't experienced Rose food, it's not just a plug for Ro. Fabulous.
Thank you.
And you may recall that Ro was on the show back in February with her Pass the Love Foundation. And we might touch on that at the end of the show. Well, we're here to talk about our mindset, right? Because we want to make these parties great, whether we're entertaining family or business, whether it's casual or more sophisticated. The guests need to feel your energy, or for example, my energy as a hostess. What do you offer as a solution to set the tone? Because I know you're really big on hospitality.
I am.
And
it's
hospitality in the home.
Right.
Tell us what that means to you.
Well, I will always like to think of our home and homes that we entertain in with our clients as welcoming. So if anyone is invited to our home or to one of our clients' homes, we want them to be really comfortable.
Right.
And that, I think, comfortable is the key word both for our guests and for ourselves.
Yeah. Well, no hostess or host is ever comfortable, right? We've got to figure out, where are they parking? Are they throwing the coats on the bed? Is the bedroom messy?
Is it snowing?
Is it snowing?
Right.
Where's the water going when it comes in the house?
Right, exactly.
What are some of the things that we get ratcheted up about
I
that
think
you experience?
It really starts, Denise, with thinking through from the beginning, like we do when we plan our events, the guest experience. The first thing I worry about is, okay, where are they parking their cars?
Right.
If it's too far, they're already kind of not
They're
so happy.
disheveled when they get in.
They're going, you know what, too far, it was too much work. And so I want the parking to be comfortable. I want to know that are they going to park on my lawn? Is my lawn going to get ruined?
Yeah.
So I think that through. Will I be unhappy at the end of the party? Then
maybe hire a valet.
Maybe hire the valet, exactly. And also worry about the weather. Now, look at us today. We're all wearing short sleeves.
Flip-flops.
But this may not happen in 2 weeks. And
True.
again, we want to think about entertaining all the time. So if we want to have Valentine party, we also want to say, what if it's snowing outside?
Right.
What are we going to do? So then also my next thing is I'm not a big proponent of coats on the bed.
No?
No. That doesn't work for me.
Need a coat rack.
You need a coat rack, and those are the ones that if your coat closet is stuffed
Yes.
and it's too much work to get rid of all those coats, buy a simple coat rack from Bed Bath & Beyond, keep
And
it
put it up.
somewhere, and just put it up in your mudroom, put a mat underneath it to catch all the whatever it is, the mud, the snow,
The
and
drippings.
the drippings,
Uh-huh.
and that way it's very simple. And your guests, you just say, you know, please put your coat over here. You have a plan, or one of your kids takes coats.
So here's a question. I'm the guest. I walk in with the coat, and you check my coat, and I have a bottle of wine, and maybe something I've made. What is the custom? Do you open that bottle of wine? Do you share that food?
I
What's
open the bottle
rule?
of wine if I've run out of wine at the end of the evening. Then I open the wine.
So is it?
But the food we share.
So you must put the food out that they bring.
Yes, unless it's something they have brought specifically for your family. If it's
Okay.
something that your kids love, they like that. They brought it for the party.
Share it.
I like to share it. And if you already have your buffet, your dessert buffet planned, we can always pass it around.
Because I've been at some family parties in the past where the hostess really didn't want her food impinged upon. So any outside food was viewed as.
I understand
then the
that. I
guests had
get
hard
very territorial myself. I
Then
get
the guests
that.
had hard feelings.
Well, that's the way you can pass it around and say, that thank you so much, Denise, for bringing this. It's so delicious. Please have one. Denise brought this. And yet your tablescape that we have planned together, if we're working together, isn't in pen. It's not, something is not off for you.
So it's not, okay, good.
But that's what you like to include and make people feel appreciated.
And if I'm doing this, I know, of course, we could have the food catered, but I'm doing this on my own.
Right.
How do I not look completely disheveled by the time I open that door and welcome my first guest?
It's all in the planning.
All
It's
in the
all
planning.
in the planning.
Okay.
It's all in doing wonderful foods that you're comfortable doing and foods that hold well if you're done a little bit ahead. Not everything holds as well, but certain things do hold well. We have some options today to share with you
That are going to hold up
that are
well.
going to hold up well and that people can enjoy when they sit down, when they come into the living room or into the family room. It's on the table. And you can say, please help yourselves. And also then you can join the conversation. I know from myself, personally, when my guests come, I don't want to say, excuse me, I got to run, I'll see you later.
With the apron on.
I'll see you later.
back.
So they're coming to visit with me.
Right.
So the idea that I need to be in the kitchen the entire time defeats the purpose of inviting them over.
That's so true. I hope everyone's listening to that.
It's really...
You really need to be with your guests.
That's why you're inviting them. That's why they want to be there. And if they leave and you've been in the kitchen the whole night and you've prepared this fabulous meal, but their parting comment will be, we never saw Denise all night.
Oh, I can't stand that when it happens.
And that's really sad.
I really
because
needed
you
this
worked
show today.
so hard. You worked so hard to make it special.
Yeah.
But really, they're coming to be in fellowship with you. They're not coming necessarily to have this 10-course meal that they won't see you the whole evening.
Okay, so what's the quick checklist for planning?
Well, the first thing we do, again, we plan for parking, we plan for coats,
Yeah.
then we plan for a beverage.
Okay.
That's our next thing.
Because we were talking about hospitality.
Right.
And in certain cultures, there's a protocol.
Definitely.
And I think in the cultures you and I come from,
Right,
it
the
always
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean cultures.
Yes.
I'm sure many others, but we're speaking of ours right now. Start with a drink.
Always.
Always.
Now, today we have a non-alcoholic punch. It is, I love blood orange this time of year because it is citrusy, but yet it's not as tart as it would be when you're thirsty in the summer in the sun.
Okay.
And the color's a little richer.
Right? Where do
And-
we get blood orange from?
Any grocery store.
Okay.
This I bought at Stop and Shop.
Blood orange, folks.
So that's easy enough, and
Easy enough.
it's in the vegetable aisle. It's in the produce section, not in the juice section by the eggs. It's actually in the produce section. So if you're wandering
Interesting.
around where they have all the great smoothies, it's in that section.
Okay, so it's blood orange.
Blood orange, and this has lemonade, frozen lemonade, and frozen limeade, a little bit of both. And then I actually, to keep it cold, I kept it in the fridge, and then to keep it cold, I sliced navel oranges and I sliced lemons.
Can we take a shot of those, Kate?
So basically what I've done here is I've actually just sliced them and layered them with saran and then popped them in the freezer. And so
I thought, everyone, this was an ingenious idea. Frozen fruit you make ahead of time, layered in saran, keeps your drink cold so it's not watered down.
exactly. What I can do now is take each of these lemons that are frozen and I'm going to pop them into the glasses.
Wow.
And then after I do that, I can put that aside. And then I can pour. Now you can add to this Southern Comfort. You can add a rum.
It even looks like it could take a champagne.
Or you could take a Prosecco or a champagne and
Yeah.
make it more into a Bellini.
A Bellini.
Yes, and then you would just pour.
Now you've said that you've told them that they can help themselves so they can visit with you. Are we allowing them to pour their own drink? Or
I
are we
like to
doing...
pour like a mom would pour tea.
Okay, so you think the hostess should pour.
I like her to pour.
Right. That way she gets to really start the fellowship.
Exactly,
Thanks for coming.
exactly. May I offer you a really yummy punch?
And you said something great behind the scenes, which was make things in batches.
Right.
So
Oh,
you're not
yes.
running away.
Definitely, definitely. Basically, once I have this batch and ready to go, it could be a punch, it could be a specialty cocktail. Then I'm not making them one at a time.
Right.
Which even at a bar, at a party, we like to batch because you come to the bar and you want the bartender to make you a craft cocktail. It's going to take him a few minutes. Behind you is a line of people who are going, you know what? I just want a vodka tonic.
Right.
So it's really a question of, Denise.
I'm going to try this. This looks delicious.
Now you can add to this pomegranate seeds if you like.
This I would put champagne in.
Yep.
But Southern Comfort,
Yep.
a little too strong for me, but I know that some of my guests would really enjoy that. Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Okay. We're going to stop and take
And
a
before-
quick break.
oh, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I don't want to stop
One
you.
more thing I wanted to say about the bar. You can stock your bar with basics, vodka, rum, whiskey's very big right now, bourbon, and keep it simple, but just be ready to go.
So why do you say whiskey's big right now? And there's all different types of whiskey.
People, everything goes in cycles. Right now, it's whiskey. Japanese whiskey's very big right now.
Is there a certain brand that you like or you see more often?
I
in your
actually don't
parties?
drink. But I have an allergy to alcohol, so I can't touch it. But I see a lot of bourbon,
A lot of bourbon.
a lot of scotch.
Well, I know many of our clients and viewers will find this very good because it can go both ways.
Yes.
And certainly at our house, we have non-drinkers and drinkers, so thank
And
you.
I think celebratory-wise, it's nice to have something everybody can enjoy.
And I love the frozen fruit. Okay, it's Denise with The Drive and my friend Ro Shalala of Festivities. We're going to be right back as we continue on with easy appetizers so that you can be at your own party enjoying. Thanks so much.
Darien Sport Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances, where community comes first, a place where there's more than one kind of interest, where automation will never replace consideration, where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Walter Stewart's Market in New Canaan is your local destination for the best of the holidays. Shop Stewart's for the freshest produce, certified prime rib roasts, magnolia wreaths, fresh baked pies, gingerbread houses, Christmas candies, and the season's best wine and craft brews right next door at Stewart's Spirits. Shop Walter Stewart's, 229 Elm Street in New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
I'm Kate Chaplinsky. Join us for Coffee Break, weekdays at 11 to get the latest Connecticut news, weather, high school sports, and more. News doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Chaplinsky.
Welcome back and happy holidays. It's Denise DiGrigoli here at The Drive and HAN Network live every Tuesday. The Drive is all things that move us forward. People, places, organizations, ways that you fuel your mind, body, spirit, create the life you live. I'm so thankful to have my friend Rose Shalala of Festivities here today. This is the second part of de-stressing your holidays. And Ro is helping us not only entertain, set the tone, do things easy and stress-free, and we're going to jump right into our crudité and homemade crostini and cheese balls.
Right.
Easy. So I have a lot of questions, but you start with the crudité.
Okay, crudité, the one that I don't like is the flat one. So we don't go flat.
Don't do flat crudité.
Don't do flat. Don't do flat.
This should be very interesting.
Yeah.
We're not going to do flat.
We're not doing flat. So basically what we do is we wash our cherry tomatoes.
Yeah, this was my question off camera, folks. So I am the crazy cat that will get my vegetables and wash it. I don't know what I do wrong. It seems like it goes bad after I wash it.
You have to wash and use.
Wash and use. But I don't want to wash 10 minutes before my guests are coming.
No, but we're doing a crudité the day before our guests arrive.
I can wash a day early.
So you're washing these and they're dry now.
And do you dry them?
You put them out and they dry.
On a towel?
Or paper towel and just pat them dry.
People are watching going, Denise, you're so silly that you don't know that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So we put our tomatoes in here. What this does is it's giving our crudité a base to work from.
Okay.
So then I've already pre-peeled our carrots.
Okay.
So a lot of times you'll buy crudité and the crudité is looks like it has white all over it.
Yeah. Ooh, old.
Horrible. But the thing is that the way to avoid that is to make sure that you blanch your vegetables.
Ooh, okay.
So what we're doing today
Blanching
with this,
vegetables.
to be able to see what I'm doing. You take your knife and you, on the bias, you're going to cut your carrot.
Ooh.
And then you're going to turn your carrot and you're going to...
Good thing this is on YouTube later so people can watch it again and again.
So then you take those, then you can take this and go long like this, and long like this, and long like this.
This is a whole new kind of julienne.
So then what happens is that we're going to have all these really interesting looking carrots that I give our crudité height.
Wow.
And because we're going to blanch them, they're not going to be as hard as they would have been.
So blanching is a form of light boil.
Right, your water comes to a boil.
Yeah.
And then you dump your carrots in.
Yeah.
And
before or after you've cut them?
After.
Okay.
And then you wait about 30 seconds.
Oh, a quick boil.
Quick.
Because otherwise they go soggy.
Otherwise they go soggy.
Yeah.
And then you take them out and you do what's called, you shock them.
Shock?
You put them under cold water.
Oh, you shock them.
In a bowl with ice.
To stop them from cooking.
Stop the cooking. Right, exactly.
Got it.
So now we have
At least I knew that, guys. I knew to shock
Now we
the
have
food.
our carrots. Now we're blanching our carrots.
Okay.
We're not blanching our cucumber or our red pepper, but you can always do asparagus.
Right.
You can do broccoli. And broccoli, if you're going to do broccoli, you do broccoli last. Because broccoli will flavor the water, and so it will
Get into your
permeate
carrots.
the carrot, exactly. So when you
And
do
say,
and the
bro,
same,
this tastes like a breret.
exactly, we're very confused. A new hybrid. So with our peppers, we're just taking them out, and I'm not wearing my glasses, so I don't know how this is going to go. But
Do we need to get your glasses?
no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I can do this pretty much all the time.
Just so everyone knows, Ro has a whole staff of professional chefs that wear their glasses.
Yeah, they wear their glasses, and I'm not even allowed in the kitchen most days. If I'm in the kitchen, I always tell them we're in trouble. So I take my pepper. What I'm doing here is I'm going to create long triangles. Because what I want to do is I want to give my crudité interest. I want to give it personality.
So I always hear from my viewers, Denise, I'm not that creative. You and your guests are creative. What do you say to someone like that to motivate their mindset?
I would say
I can tell you what the Daily Drive would say, but I want to hear what you're going to say.
Okay, what I would say is, this is really, now I don't like when people say to me, it's so easy. Well, it's easy for you. You're a designer. You're a florist. I can't design flowers. I don't do flowers. But these are things that I do as a woman who loves to entertain. I do them professionally. Our staff does them. But these are things I can do at home that are really easy. And now I've done all my peppers. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take our cucumbers. And I've done everything in spears and kind of on the bias, just because it gives it interest.
And actually, looks like a hearty piece to pick up.
Yes, because basically it's really important. Everybody who's a guest, either at a home party or at a public event, is eating in public.
Oh, yeah.
So we want to be sure that all the foods are designed to be eaten by people in public. They're not at their kitchen table. So we want to make sure that we design the foods to be comfortable. For instance, years and years ago, bruschetta was very popular.
Right.
And it still is, but years ago it's just kind of new in the market. And so bruschetta is, a diced tomato. But when you
Always landing on my holiday top.
when you always put exactly. So what we've
Or
done,
on my nice holiday shoe.
or on the floor, and you're very embarrassed because you're at someone's home.
Yes.
So what we've done is,
Well, that's a good question. So if you drop it, do you run to pick it up yourself as the guest?
I would say go over discreetly to the hostess and say, I'm sorry, it seems that there's some tomato on the floor, and I'd like to pick it up. Do you have a napkin? Or something like that. Depends how it falls too.
Right.
If you can do it discreetly, it's all about being comfortable. It's all about not making it a scene,
We know there's no relatives across the tri-state area that make scenes at holiday parties.
No. We like to leave all our scene making at the door. Okay, so now that's all finished. What we're going to do now is we're going to create it. So what we take is, these have all been blanched.
So we
We're going
pretend
to
they've
pretend
been
they've been blanched, and then we're
Yes.
sticking them all into
This is like a floral arrangement unto itself.
onto itself. But basically, I will tell you. And so anyway, day before when you blanch them, and they have been shocked, the ones you've blanched, all you have to do is put them on paper towels,
Yes.
cover them with a damp paper towel, and put them in the fridge,
Not the freezer.
not the freezer. And they will be perfectly beautiful the next day. And once you've made your arrangement, which you can make in the morning, then you can actually,
So if I make it in the morning, do I put it back in the fridge?
you can put in the fridge covered with a damp paper towel.
What's the damp paper towel do?
It keeps it moist and it keeps it from hitting the air, which will oxidize and make it look yucky.
My grandmother used to say, and my mother as well, to put a piece of bread in with the brown sugar
Yes,
so it wouldn't harden.
exactly.
Yeah. Any other tips like that while you're sculpting this beautiful
I
crudité?
think that
The wet paper towel and the bread and the sugar.
the bread and the sugar and not being, well, those are things. They put rice in the sugar too.
Oh yeah, rice and the sugar, and sometimes the salt.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
a little freaky to me. I don't
So
care
then
for
you
that.
see, now I have all of my vegetables. Now you could do this all in winter greens. You could do endive, you could do fennel, and you could do asparagus. So all the colors would be like whites and greens. By candlelight, that would be stunning. So this could be more of a friendly one. And if you're going with a more sophisticated look, you could go with the whites and the all white, or green and red, or you just pick your vegetables that are going to make you happy. And then what I've done today is...
And hopefully your guests will pick gingerly from the exterior and not
they just go
put their
where they're
hands
gonna go.
in to grab the
And
giant
then
tomato.
for a dip, I did a tzatziki. I did a low-fat yogurt with garlic, dried mint, and salt and pepper. Now what you can do to this, if you like, you can add a little diced cucumber, which makes a great salad in general. And then, here you are, my dear.
So now this is, tell me what the dip is again.
It's low-fat yogurt.
Low-fat
plain
yogurt.
With dried mint,
Dried mint.
garlic, salt and pepper.
I'm going to try it.
And I'll tell you what I love about this too, is that our other hors d'oeuvres are somewhat more holiday-ish in that they are a little bit more substantial. So for those that are watching what they're eating, or they're vegetarian, or they're vegan,
Is this gluten-free?
gluten-free.
This is
for
gluten-free
all
and
the
almost
things-
paleo
Yes.
without the dairy.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, what's wonderful about this is that you have the opportunity to offer your guests, no matter what their dietary restrictions or requests are, we've covered the whole gamut for them, and so everybody can enjoy.
And it was easy on you.
it
You
was
made the
easy.
dip in advance.
I did.
And you blanched.
Couple
and-
days.
Couple
Everything
days.
day before. This can be done 3-4 days in advance. Day before, covered in paper towel. So day of, you're just pulling it up, and you're done.
Beautiful.
So the next thing is...
What's the next
I need a
thing?
tray.
We need one tray. Okay.
Next thing is something a little bit more substantial. Whoops.
Yeah, that tray. You know, I want to talk to you guys because you know the drive is about shifting energy in and shifting energy out and repurposing. I just want you guys to take a look at what Ro did. I don't know if I'm getting a glare here. But this is holiday paper repurposed in an existing frame.
Exactly.
So what I like about this is Ro's done something extremely creative, extremely festive, and she has not contributed to our landfill, which is out of control. So it's always about shifting energy out, letting energy come in, repurposing, making things new, being mindful of how we use our resources, the universe. Oh, I could go off there for a moment, right?
It's okay.
I mean,
I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's really important that we think these things through.
Right.
We just found this great plate for parties that like disposables, but it's really high fashion, and they're white and they're square and they're made of corn,
Oh, great. So they biodegrade.
biodegradable. And so we love them and we use them all the time, and we feel good about it because we go through so many.
I get
Disposables.
crazy even at the office when we have plastic silverware and it goes in the garbage. I'm
Right.
like, just put it in the dishwasher.
So today,
Okay.
we're going to do our next hors d'oeuvre, which is going to be our crostini with our
Here's Ro with her glove on.
because when I'm working with food, it's important that people know that we keep very high standards for our sanitary reasons. So what we've done is I've taken basically cream cheese,
Cream cheese.
and
What kind of cream cheese?
I just did store brand cream cheese.
All right.
And I added in some of our family's hot sauce from the West Indies. You know, my family, my mom's from Trinidad, and her family, her
I
brother.
didn't know your mom was from Trinidad.
She is. She
Wow.
is. And so they started imagine a food business, but they create condiments, and they have this fabulous hot sauce. So that's in here.
Wow.
And
Is it super
Kalamata
hot?
olives, super hot.
Do
Fire.
you tell your guests in advance? Listen,
yes. Oh,
that
yes.
is super hot.
But this is not. This is a touch.
Okay, that's a touch.
And so what I did
We
was
reserve the super hot for the guests that we need to leave quickly.
yes, quickly. And do you know the antidote to hot?
What? What is the antidote to hot?
Milk.
Really?
Milk.
So if I've eaten something super hot and I have a glass of milk, I'll be
will-
okay?
You'll be okay. My son-in-law just somehow he ate something really hot, rubbed his eye. And so I said to him, splash milk into your eye. It worked.
We're getting so many tips here, guys. I mean, this is just...
So what I've done here
Okay.
is I've created, so that these balls have Kalamata olives, the hot sauce, salt,
Yeah.
pepper, garlic, always. And I roll them either in parsley or
Fresh parsley, clearly.
parsley or smoked paprika
Okay.
for color. Is going to go here.
Very holiday-esque of you.
Yes, and so these are here, and so you can could roll them in cilantro and serve it with the salsa if you liked. You really it's or chimichurri. You can roll it anything you wanted, but I just picked these two today. So on your tray you would have the crostini, which is basically French bread that I sliced, and I put into a bowl with salt, pepper, garlic, and a little olive oil. Tossed it up in the oven.
So now we've given the guests the drink. Are these out already?
These can be out.
These can be out.
These are our welcome kind of hors d'oeuvres. I like to do things in stages, much more interesting than putting everything out and they've seen everything, and then after an hour they're bored.
And they want to go home.
And they were done, right.
Yeah.
But this way, say other guests are coming at 7. I have the drink is out, crudité, so we have more healthy, a little less healthy.
Mm-hmm. And the super hot reserve for those that we hope will
And
be
right.
quick.
Why did we invite them anyway?
Oh no, we're trying to make amends and be
Right,
kind.
probably. So that's what I've done here.
Okay.
So now
We're gonna take a quick break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we're gonna go to the next stage, which are Rose's fabulous, easy appetizers.
Right.
And we're gonna go back to setting our table, and really, again, enjoying the whole process, because we're going to emerge out of this party relaxed and fulfilled that we actually got to visit with people. It's Denise DiGrigoli with The Drive here on HEN Network every Tuesday live. Motivational talk with a little wisdom, wit, and humor, and I think we've accomplished that today.
so.
We'll be back in just about 2 minutes. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
At Innovative Health and Rehabilitation, we provide an advanced level of care to resolve symptoms and minimize recurrence. Our experienced professional staff design and implement effective plans to return individuals to their prior level of function. We specialize in the treatment of orthopedic and sports injuries, pre-post surgical rehabilitation, performance enhancement, strength and conditioning, vestibular rehabilitation, balance, and gait training. A convenient location and flexible scheduling is available to accommodate your needs. We look forward to providing you with a comprehensive level of care to meet your rehabilitation goals. We are also affiliated with 3 high schools, Norwalk, West Hill, and Stamford. Our certified athletic trainers cover the athletic events at the high schools to prevent, treat, and educate student athletes and injuries. Our certified athletic trainers also take part in the New Canaan Youth Football Program. Reach us at 650 West Avenue in Norwalk. Call us at 203-852-9903. Innovative Health and Rehabilitation.
While the temperatures are cooling down, the fall bite is heating up. Albies, bonita, blackfish, alligator blues, and stripers are following the large schools of bait that are abundant in the Long Island Sound. If you love the New England coast during autumn, this is the time to be on the water. The latest from Shimano, Quantum, Avet, Hoagie, Phase 2 and more are in stock and ready to go at the Dock Shop. And don't mind those fall breezes with jackets, hats, gloves, and fleece from Grundens and Stormer. The Dock Shop will keep you warm and dry. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
Here at the Darien Sports Shop, we are very excited about our newly redesigned men's department. Gentlemen, if you're shopping for work, weekend, or wedding, we've got the latest styles and trends inside our spacious new department just for you. We have vast selections from Peter Millar, Vineyard Vines, Johnny O, Duckhead, Barber, and so much more. And you can even walk out of the store in the new Wolverine 1,000-mile men's boot. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
We are having such a good time on the drive today. This is part 2 of De-Stress Your Holidays with Rose Shalala, the owner of Festivities, and we're talking about how to enjoy and set the tone of your party, but actually, enjoy it, I guess.
That's right. It's
Right.
all about enjoying the holidays yourself so that that kind of energy permeates your home so that everybody enters, from the kids to your neighbors to your friends, feels the welcome of your home. That's what it's all about.
So aside from hiring Ro, if in fact you're doing it yourself, we've talked about this beautiful blood orange punch that's pretty much something that you could have in your home with the frozen slices of fruit, these incredible little cream cheese balls and crostinis, and our cut on the bias, beautiful arranged crudité with an easy sauce. So, so far, I've done simple preparing. It looks very elegant. I love Ro's idea of repurposing the frames with the gift wrap so she hasn't dumped into the landfill. It's a very mindful party. These are reusable. She can change her wrapping paper every year. And now we're up to the spectacular hors d'oeuvres, which I know are off the charts. Okay, Ro, we're still relaxed.
We're relaxed.
It's the day before the party.
Yes.
Any party faux pas that you can, like, what happens when we need to jump to a plan B?
Well, plan B usually means that we have to recreate something.
Something got burnt.
Something got burned.
The dog jumped up.
Something got burned. The dog got into the food, which happens quite often. But that's why we're very careful about dogs in the kitchen.
Right.
We love dog and love our dog friends.
Yeah.
And now we have a client this week who has 8 rescue dogs. So
I hope there's a gate.
There's a gate, because they love. We bring our big Cambros of food. They just wait at the door for us.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, we really work hard not to have faux pas. Do they happen? Of course they happen. But
what's the funniest one that comes to mind?
Oh my goodness! I just know that one time we had this beautiful birthday cake, and I guess the guest wasn't getting enough food because they dug into the cake.
Cut the cake?
Cut the cake before it was presented. So we had to carry the cake basically with the cut piece to the back so that nobody could see what had happened. So it was...
Maybe there needs to be a white paper on the website that says guest etiquette.
I think so.
Guest etiquette.
I think so. Or people do crazy things like eat frozen hors d'oeuvres off the trays in the kitchen.
Really?
Oh, yeah, that'll happen.
Maybe that's one too many bourbons.
So it's up, but you know what? If it tastes good, not cooked yet, it must be really delicious, right?
Okay, so what are your
so
fabulous
today,
appetizers?
what I have for you today are two items that if you have unexpected guests,
this is unexpected guests,
are really great. Say you decide you're all out, you're all sled riding.
Yeah.
You and your neighbors are all sled riding. Come on over for a drink.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What am I going to do?
What am I going to do?
What am I going to do? In your freezer, you would have a bag of frozen shrimp.
Which most people, if they like shrimp,
21, 25. That's a good size for an hors d'oeuvre.
That's like a 3-inch shrimp, right?
Yes, it's like exactly. And so you pull, and they're flash frozen, so you can pull out as many as you need from the bag.
Okay.
So I pulled out this morning. I pulled out 10.
10.
I put them in some tepid water to defrost them, not too hot because then that shocks them. And I dried them with paper towels. I squeezed them dry, and I kept patting them dry. Put them in a bowl with salt, pepper, and garlic.
Your base.
On my base. And I also went to the fridge and said, okay, what do I have in here today? And I found some jerk seasoning, liquid. I put a little jerk seasoning on them.
You jerked them up a little bit.
I jerked them up, but they weren't jerky. and I just sauteed them really quickly in olive oil. And then I had some fun skewers at home. These are all things you could have in your basic party drawer.
Right.
So that all of a sudden I had ready.
Just hold that up for the camera so people can see the fun party skewer.
And basically I skewered it from the tail this way through the top of the shrimp, all going the same direction. So when I placed them on my tray.
That's a good tip, that they're all going the same direction.
Right.
Because then they make a better presentation.
And they make a better presentation. Now, on this tray here, I now have my jerk shrimp.
And you are
and I just
still
come
in
on,
your snow pants
I'm
from
still in
sliding.
my snow pants. So I feel like $1 million. I have just won the hospitality award of the year.
You set the tone. Everybody's not coming back. They're like, I cannot keep up the rope.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really fun to be that spontaneous and not stress about it.
It is. And even, for us that are very, very busy, but I want to have a few friends over, and it's sort of last minute because of other things going on, this is a perfect solution.
Perfect.
It's sophisticated, but elegant and simple.
I actually like it better than poached. Now, poached, you have to. We would poach it with court bouillon, which is wine and some water and onion and carrot, and that makes a really wonderful base for the flavoring of poached shrimp. But this
How long do I poach it, though, to get the flavors?
It's really going to be like, again, once you see it turn color, it's out.
It's out.
It's out.
Because then it gets overcooked?
Overcooked.
And then it tastes what, rubbery?
Rubbery.
Oh.
And also, when you do it that way,
No
you'll
rubber
never go
shrimp.
back to bought shrimp again. Because once you taste a freshly poached shrimp, it's just outstanding.
Okay.
So now, another secret, I'll do it on here so you can see it, is that when we serve an hors d'oeuvre and our wait staff comes around,
Because we have plenty of those.
you always end up as a guest with holding the skewer in your hand. What are you going to do with this little toothpick, right?
Yeah, that is
So-
what drives me crazy.
Right. So a lot of times, men put them in their pockets.
Yep.
Another faux pas. So we take a half a lemon, and once the guest has eaten the hors d'oeuvre, we wait a moment, and then we stick it in the lemon.
Really great.
So you might have a lemon here with a sample of one of your skewers. So if your guests took one of these, they'd understand, oh, I'm supposed to put the skewer in here. We kind of
not,
have to
we'll
lead them where we want them to go.
If not, we'll refer them to the white paper on the website.
If
Please
not,
put your skewer in the
Please
lemon.
don't put it in your pocket for your wife to find it there, because it's really not that
Yeah,
good.
no.
But this just gives you another, and also another color on the plate, but this also just gives you a whole other easy. And even if you have cream cheese at home, this is really
Yeah.
easy.
And it's so festive looking.
And these can be frozen, the crostinis. You
They
can
can?
make them and you freeze them.
And then they defrost without being soggy?
Right.
All right.
Or you can pop them back in the oven really quickly. Once they're defrosted, just pop them in and warm them up.
All right. And,
So then-
and the next one?
Our next one is...
This is so fun, isn't
Talk
it?
about a faux pas. I made this last night, and my husband decided it was really just a test.
From the test kitchen
So
to pro.
he decided he had to taste it. And these weren't looking like that. It was I had a whole tart. And he is like the cake. He ate part of the tart. I said, what are you doing? So this morning he had to go back to the supermarket and buy me more ingredients so that I could make it again.
That was the behind the scenes show
Yes,
faux pas.
yes, exactly.
Okay, what
so
are
what
these
this
great
is,
little things?
in my freezer, and I put in my fridge, were sheets of puff pastry. And be careful when you buy them at the supermarket, because they come in rounds, like vol au vents,
Yeah.
and they come in sheets. This was one sheet. And then I bought whole milk ricotta cheese, and I mixed it with, guess what?
What?
Salt, pepper, and garlic.
I should know that trick question by
No,
now.
I know. And I did a little olive oil and pesto and a little of the hot sauce. And I just kept going till I liked it. I cook a lot like that. It's not baking. Baking's different. It's much more, it's chemistry. So baking is much more precise. Cooking is really,
So you're giving all the viewers permission to sort of taste and
yeah, see what you think.
see what you think.
And see what your family will enjoy.
And have a few of these things in your pantry, i.e. the
Oh, definitely.
pastry.
Yes, the pastry. So then, ahead of time, I would roasted the grape tomatoes. These are the same tomatoes I have in the crudité. And I put them in a bowl with,
Salt, pepper, garlic.
yes, and
And whatever crazy
and
spice you
thyme,
might
and
have in
fresh
your
thyme,
closet.
and fresh thyme, which I love to cook with, and olive oil.
Wow.
I laid them on a cookie sheet at about 450 and let them roast in the oven. And that can be done a week in advance, because and these are wonderful on
You can roast
anything.
those a week in advance?
They stay just in a jar. Yeah.
And put them in the fridge.
Put them in the fridge. And then, I actually pre-cooked the base, having learned the first time that you have to pre-cook the base first. And then I added the ricotta and cooked that off, baked that off, and then put the tomatoes on top. It was
Wonderful.
really simple. So you can take those again.
And what is the other thing that you have for the topping in the paper towel?
Oh, thank you so much. I have a chiffonade of basil.
Oh.
Because
Chiffonade of basil means
it means it's just took the basil leaves and I just created a little julienne of them. I cut them on the bias. There we are. And thank you, Denise reminded me.
I love cutting things on the bias, because then you don't have to be perfect, but it's such an element of
Design. It is.
Design.
It is an
really
element
is.
of design. So, again, I could have gone the cilantro route,
Which would have been great as well, or
Which-
parsley.
Yep. But I love, and fresh basil in the winter is a treat.
It is.
We expect it in the summertime, but when it comes the winter and you taste that fresh basil, it reminds you of summer. So that's really awesome. So then you have these here.
Now, are you passing these? Pretend we're not at the sled party. We're back
no,
at
no,
the
we're, no,
catered
I'm
party.
not. No. We are going to. If we're doing this ourselves, I'm just putting them out.
And you've poured the drink, and now you're enjoying.
I poured the drink. I put this down, and I have small plates for them here. And I put them over here, and they can come up to the table, and they can get some shrimp. They could get some of the tarts. They could get some of the cheese. They'll go over to the Crudité and get some of that, and they can go sit down wherever they're visiting.
And enjoy.
And enjoy. I would never not have a small plate.
You would never not have
Everything I have a small plate.
everything.
Everything.
Now, is there, in your experience, is there a certain amount you want to put out? Now, I'm sure it's based on the number of guests.
Right.
But I always tend to put out way too much,
Me too.
even based on the number of guests.
Me too.
And it's not because I don't want to go to the back and refill or have someone go to the back and refill, but I always feel like when I just put out 5 or 4, that people are thinking, oh, she's not giving me enough to eat.
Well,
She wants me to eat and leave.
Right.
So now that would be an anxiety I would have. And then I would
Well, two things.
plate my plate, and then it would look junky. It wouldn't look like this.
We pass hors d'oeuvres at festivities, even for a medium crowd, say between 50 75, on 8-inch plates. We pass 12 at a time. It looks beautiful. And it has a feeling of intimacy to it and elegance. The big trays, only under duress when I have 500 people do I want to use a big tray.
Right.
But for smaller events, anything under 150, I like a small tray because it's just elegant. It has a sense of a feeling of small batch, that it has been made in, they haven't been made in mass. They've been made for this party. So unlike buying food from a Whole Foods or something like that, we're all small batch. Everything is made specifically. So usually for an hors d'oeuvre hour of 1 hour, I actually count 8 to 10 pieces per person.
8 to 10 per person. Okay,
I
that's
do,
a good tip too,
because
guys.
I do think there'll be some people who won't eat, and some will eat double for them.
Exactly.
And,
And drink double for them.
And drink double for them too. So I want to be sure, and also if your food is presented, it usually needs more than if it's passed.
Yeah.
If it's presented, then people tend to take, even if they don't want all of it per se, they might want all of it at some point. So they'll take a lot, oh, I want to taste that, and I want to taste this, I want to taste this. If it's passed, it doesn't have the same dynamic somehow.
Interesting.
So now, if you had, we have a Party Express brochure that we do, which is party food to go. All the foods are designed not to need a professional in the kitchen, but they're all party foods. And the platters are done, ready for the table like this. They come, you put them out, you're done.
I've experienced those.
It's really fun.
those are fun.
People really love it because it's easy.
And it makes you look spectacular.
And it also gives you that, like tonight we have an event where we're doing the entree and she's doing hors d'oeuvres and dessert herself.
Okay. I think that's great.
So it's an opportunity to have the hard part taken care of, and she's taking care of the parts that she enjoys.
That she can enjoy.
Right.
Well, this has been a great segment. We're going to come back at our table. We're going to talk about dessert, and we're going to talk about what happens after the party. What's the protocol? How do we get them for the last minutes that don't want to leave? Ooh. All right, we'll be right
Sounds
back.
good.
It's Denise DiGrigoli and Rose Shalala of Festivities, The Drive live every Tuesday on HN Network. Thanks so much for joining us.
Discover the Wilburton Inn in Manchester, Vermont, a 30-acre historic estate featuring a turn-of-the-century mansion with elegant inn guest rooms and 7 large private vacation homes, perfect for ski vacations and holiday celebrations. Special offer on select rooms and houses. Stay 2 nights, get the 3rd night free through Christmas Day. CNN has called the Wilburton one of the top 8 mansion hotels in America. Call 802-362-2500 or visit wilburtoninn.com for more information.
Find over 1,000 special stories at Hospital for Special Surgery. Go to hss.edu/backinthegame.
I was jogging 5 months after my cartilage tear.
Skiing a year after hip surgery.
And playing grandma 4 weeks after hip replacement.
One special hospital, 1,000 special stories. See Connecticut patients at hss.edu/CT.
In Pound Ridge since 1993, the Wine Connection is one of America's best wine shops. Visit our beautiful store for the greatest in wine and knowledgeable service. With wonderful values from around the world to collectibles for your cellar, we are your one-stop source. Visit our online shop at wineconn.com and make sure to sign up for email updates. With great offers, new arrivals, and special events, don't miss all the action at the Wine Connection, including tastings every weekend. The Wine Connection, located at 32 Westchester Avenue, Pound Ridge, New York.
Healthy, confident smiles begin at Stratford Orthodontics. Conveniently located on Main Street, we are Stratford's hometown orthodontist. We offer the latest in orthodontic technology, including Damon braces and Invisalign. We always accept new patients. Call today to schedule a complimentary consultation. 203-375-8332. Stratford Orthodontics, 2499 Main Street, Stratford. 203-375-8332. And online at stratfordsmile.com.
The fall bite is heating up. Albies, bonita, blackfish, alligator blues, and stripers are following the large schools of bait in the Long Island Sound. This is the time to visit the New England coast, and the Dock Shop can get you outfitted with the latest fishing gear, jackets, hats, gloves, and fleece. Boater, beach bum, fishermen simply love the New England coast. This is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
Tired of all the bull? Relax and enjoy the experience of buying a car at Pamby Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram. No bull allowed.
Darien Sport Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances, where community comes first, a place where there's more than one kind of interest, where automation will never replace consideration, where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark Building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Walter Stewart's Market in New Canaan is your local destination for the best of the holidays. Shop Stewart's for the freshest produce, certified prime rib roasts, magnolia wreaths, fresh baked pies, gingerbread houses, Christmas candies, and the season's best wine and craft brews right next door at Stewart's Spirits. Shop Walter Stewart's, 229 Elm Street in New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
I'm Kate Chaplinsky. Join us for Coffee Break, weekdays at 11 to get the latest Connecticut news, weather, high school sports, and more. News doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate.
We're back. It's Denise DiGrigoli here at The Drive. We're in part 2 of a 3-part series, De-Stress Your Holidays. And we're just finishing up with Ro Shalala of Festivities. If you're joining us now, you're going to have to do the rerun on YouTube. We've learned about our blood orange, lemonade,
and
limeade, all things that you can have in your fridge.
Or freezer.
Or freezer, with frozen slices of fruit, which act as the ice so things don't get watered down, to our cream cheese balls dipped in fresh parsley and your family's
smoked paprika, phyllo dough and roasted tomatoes, and sautéed shrimp. And the crudité, of course. The important thing about this was it can be prepared in advance, so you're not stressing out. Or as in the case of Ro, a professional caterer, she prepared it this morning. So you can do it a few days in advance, so you're fully rested and able to enjoy. What we've talked about here is really setting the tone of your event, your home's hospitality, because how you feel as a hostess or host, if you feel all uptight, your guests are going to sense that. So what I love that Ro's done is she's taken picture frames and she's put gift wrap in them to use them as decorative trays. I love that because it doesn't hit the landfill. These are just unique little bells and star ornaments. Look how festive the table looks. This is simple stuff collected over time, right? Exactly.
And repurposed, which I love.
Exactly.
And so the guests have enjoyed, you've engaged, you've shared fellowship, you've given them their drink, you've had some conversation. I love your napkins, thankful and blessed.
Well, it's really I thought about doing a holiday napkin. I said, though, I want my guests to really know how grateful I am that they're part of our lives and how blessed we are to have our family healthy and well and happy and doing well.
So you kind of gave them a little message.
A little message without screaming it from the rooftops. Right.
Hopefully they got that. So it's kind of the end of the party.
Right.
And I see these delicious cookies. Tell me about those.
Well, these cookies are one of my favorites. They're a sugar cookie that I created a Linzer Star from, which Linzer Star is, it would have jam in the middle, so it's a sandwich cookie. It's a little hefty because it's 2 cookies in one.
2 cookies.
And then the sugar cookies, which I would tell you are challenging to make because the high butter content keeps getting soft. So they become challenging to those of us who are, I'm an event planner and caterer, but I have a staff that makes cookies.
Right.
But for me, I made these myself, and I just appreciated my staff even more because they were challenging to make, but they were really fun, and I love them.
And they're all sort of, they're not a perfect, not each one of them looks so cookie cutter, excuse the expression.
Exactly.
So they look extremely homemade.
They are
I'm going to have to lift
homemade.
one up.
Okay.
Can you guys zoom in on my cookie? Look at that. So the nice thing about that is, it's obvious that Ro used a cookie cutter, and that she kind of off-centered them with the jam in the center. Isn't that fun? It really looks almost like a snowflake.
Exactly, and then what I love about this tray is that I love them against the color of the paper.
So just a little extra thought went into the color of the food, and the presentation.
I wanted a paper that had some sass to it.
Yeah.
Has a little bling to it. Now, but you could.
I love the bling.
I love it too. So, but you could, if you're doing like for kids, do a lovely
kids paper.
And so you could do Santas, you could do, little penguins. You could bake it as festive, and basically it just really takes your table to a whole other place for very little work.
And for very little money, frankly.
And for very little money.
So the idea is also presenting, sort of thinking. We talked a lot about pre-planning, thinking it out. And I guess that goes back to the old daily drive. When you write it out, it happens. Kind of plan it out. Set the tone a few days in advance. So you're not freaking out. And then this looks like eons of time and eons of money. Really
None of the above. And the other thing is important to do for any of your serving pieces is I put them out on my table without food in them, and I actually take a Post-it note, and I will write on it roast beef. And so I will know exactly what's going with what in a day before. So the day of the party,
Trial
I'm
run.
not running around going, oh, what am I putting the roast beef in?
Right.
When your guests are there, oh, what am I using for a tray? Yeah, we really, that's what really
So planning
is the secret. And planning is more, it's really self-care, the planning.
It is
it's
self-care.
more than, oh, I don't plan. It's just take care of yourself. Take care of yourself by planning it quietly, and what should I do with this, and how do I feel about that, and do I want to do this kind of cookie, or do I want a thumbprint cookie? It sounds like it's not that important, but it's really helps you just to relax and take some of this. It is like enjoying the sacred in the moment. Everything has its meaning, everything has its purpose, and it's a way that you really get to enjoy your home.
So we've enjoyed this incredible presentation, and we've come about it relaxed. We set the tone of our hospitality. Now it's 12 o'clock and I'm getting tired. I want to go home, and I'm actually getting the cue from our friends that we need to kind of wrap up our segment anyways. But seriously, what about the guests that stay too long? Now you're sort of like, I'm not so relaxed
I have a member
anymore.
in my family that says to us, I'm going to bed.
Give yourself permission.
You know,
All
I
right.
would say that whenever I'm ready, I begin to clear.
So you send a subtle message.
Right, I begin to clear. When
Right.
when we cater an event, we begin to clear. That's kind of the message.
Hopefully we don't need to refer them back to the
Finally,
website.
the bar will close.
Okay.
And at that point, when people begin to leave, people begin to leave.
Well,
Most
Ro,
people.
I'm so thankful for your
Oh,
time today.
it was a pleasure.
Happy holidays to
Have
you.
pleasure,
I hope
thank
you'll
you.
come
Same
back
to
and
you.
do a Valentine's
I
segment
would
with
love
us.
to. It'd be so much fun.
Please join me next week, everyone, where we're going to meet Robert Ortner, yoga, and we're really going to practice some self-care. If you want Ro's recipes, or you want to know how to find Ro, what's your email?
Ro, R-O-E,
R-O-E
at festivities, events, both with an S.com.
Feel free to Feel free to email Ro.
Please do.
To email me. I hope that you have incredible holiday celebrations filled with memories, and I thank you so much for joining in. Happy holidays from everyone here at HAN Network and The Drive. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ro.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.